Hello, good morning to everyone. Good morning to my African brothers and sisters. Happy new month, happy June. May June be better than May was for you, for all of us. So I'm back today again because I think I need to remind you over and over again, because I need for you to start looking at your children's books. We need to change this system. We need to change our education system. We really, really need to change it. Okay? So last week I showed you a few things, and today I want to show you some other things. Maybe these ones will prompt you to actually get the book and look at it. Please, pick up your books. Pick up your children's books. It's not just your responsibility to pay for school fees. It's also your responsibility to know what your child is learning. You will never sympathize with these children unless you actually see what they are learning. You will never understand what they are going through. We think that us parents, we are going through a lot these days. The economies are expensive, everything is expensive. Yes? But let me tell you, our children are going through a lot of pain. And children shouldn't be going through pain. If our children are happy, if our children are happy with their education, with what they are learning, we wouldn't be having so much trouble. But if the young people are having so much pressure, then as the adults, there is no way we will not be under pressure. For as long as our children are learning things that they will never use, it means we're giving them information that is useless, that is only good for passing an exam and impressing people that you have passed. But you will never do anything with this information. I'm telling you, as Africans, if we do not change our education, we shall never stop being under the white man. I mean, how can someone else come to your home and tell you how to raise your children? Because let's agree that education is part of raising our children. If someone came to our home, they colonized us, they gave us their way of life, yes, and taught us how to teach our own children and what we should even teach them. What we should teach our children. How can you know what to teach African children unless you're an African living in Africa? How can you know what is good for an African child if you're not African and living in Africa? You tell me if it makes any sense that someone came to your home and tells you how to raise your own family, your own children, and then they leave and you stay behaving and doing what the other person told you. And we are surprised that our people are confused. We are surprised that every woman wants to be a white woman. We are surprised that every woman wants white hair, white people's hair. How can we be surprised? If we're educating our people on information left by someone else who came to colonize us by force, by the way, who came and colonized us, forced us into their culture, gave us their education, then left, and we are still following it. And we're expecting that our girls will not want to bleach themselves, that our men are not going to want to be homosexuals like them. How can we? This is exactly what we are doing. We are giving them information from someone who has those behaviors, who has that way of life, so that's who they admire. We need to start being logical. We are fighting with things around Africa, yet we're not looking at the simplest form, the basic form of life is to how you educate your child when they are young is the way in which they go. Okay? What you teach your child when they are young, that is the way in which they will continue. That's what even the Bible says, the same Bible which they brought for us. Okay? So why aren't we thinking about that? We are teaching our children things that they are never going to use just for the sake of passing exams. And we are insisting that we are educated. How can we be educated if we cannot make our own education? Now I'm showing you, the material I've showed you is only grade 4, P4. Only 9-year-olds. If I show you what 10, 11-year-olds are learning, you will be shocked. But I'm only picking out for just grade 4, P4. Okay? So today I'm going to show you a few things. Look at this drawing. Look at this. These are the major muscles of the human head. Look at how many there are. Look at how they are intertwined. Look at how complicated that drawing is. This thing should be for someone who has chosen to do medicine. This is not someone who's 9 years old. This is not information for a 9-year-old child. This is bombarding a child's brain with information that they do not need. We are killing our children, giving them information that they don't need. Do you know how complicated these names are? Temporalis. Then there's stemnocidal. Then there's mastoid. Then there's frontalis. There are all kinds of strange, tough names on this drawing. Human muscles of the human head. Muscles of the human head for a 9-year-old child. A child who hasn't yet mastered how to bathe themselves properly. Even if you have taught your 9-year-old to bathe themselves properly, I'm sure once in a week, as a mother, you take care of it. You do it just to see if they have been bathing well. Now, this person hasn't yet mastered how to bathe, and you're giving them muscles of the human head. Are you not trying to do something that is not good? Are you doing something good by giving this information? Let me show you another one. Major muscles of the trunk. Look at this. This is the abdomen of the person, of the human being. Look at the muscles. Look at what they draw. Look at what our children have to carry. This is information that our children have to carry. White people children don't learn this in grade 4. White people children don't learn this even when they are even 12. They don't learn this yet. And for us, this is what we are suppressing our children with. You look at this. Honestly, Africans, if this can't awaken us, then I don't know what will. This is the human arm. So these are muscles of the human arm. Okay? The bones and the muscles. More bones. Do you know that now they do the human skeleton in grade 4? Do you know that children of P4 study the human skeleton? Did you know that? For me, I remember seeing the skeleton in biology when I was in senior 3. That information, even then, it was too big for us. It was too difficult. But now, we are teaching it to small children. These are bones in the leg, human leg. This is P4. This is P4. This is a 9-year-old's science book. Check a 9-year-old science book and see. I'm a teacher, and I'm telling you that if you don't change this, whoever is responsible for this, do something. People in the Ministry of Education, be sensitive. Be sensitive. Be sensitive to our children. Let's stop giving children things that are too tough for them, that are not even necessary. There is being tough, but when it's necessary. The human skull. The human skull. Is this something that should be in someone's book when they are 9 years old? The human skull. People. Human skull. 9 years old. Honestly speaking, we need to change this information. We need to build our own. We don't even need to pick anything from this. We do not need to pick anything from this. We don't. We can create our own materials. We are educated. We are educated. If we say we got educated, it's not bad enough that we're using their languages without even knowing our own. But now we are learning things that have no use whatsoever. Dear parents, I'm asking you that as this academic year is ending, we put our minds together. We have to find a way to create another education system for our children. We cannot continue with this. We cannot continue with this. We cannot say we are fair parents. For me, I'm coming in as a teacher to show you what we are educating. And let me tell you, all teachers that I've talked to about this, all of us agree. We all agree that this information is too heavy for the child too heavy for the child, and it's unnecessary. So us as teachers, we are saying it's unnecessary, and we need you as parents. Okay, we need you as parents to support us. As parents and teachers together, we put our heads together and we see how to effect a change. It is inevitable that we change the education system for our African children. We need to make our own that makes sense to us, that is good for us. We cannot complain about how many things the colonialists destroyed in our lives when we are continuing to teach the incoming generation on the same poison that they left us with. The same poison. So, dear parents, I'm asking you that let's find a way to make a change. Let's suggest some, come up with some ideas of how we can start to effect a change in our education system. It's our responsibility to give our children an education that is useful for them, to give them a good future. We need to look into it. We need to change it. There is no way around it. Just changing a few things won't work, because this is just science for grade 4, for P4 that I'm showing you. And almost every topic is not necessary. And the 9-year-old is a fantastic human being. They are able to learn so many things. They have already learned their home environment, their school environment. Now anything you give them, they're eager to learn. And this is what we are giving them. This is not in any way useful. So we need to come up with a solution. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends, okay? And leave a comment. Tell me what you think we can do. I have some ideas, but you tell me what you think we can do. Let's put our minds together and do something good, okay? So have a good day. Until next time.